What's up, shipheads? How's it going? We got Dash there. First to the keyboard. First to the key. Diet to the egg. How you doing, Howard? Thanks for joining me tonight. Watch me work on the Klingon 7D cattle bruiser. Just getting ready, set up here. Got you and one other person so far. See if anybody else joins us. We got 4 people. There's Cameron. How you doing, Imadawa? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. All the way from directly downstairs below me. Howard says, I am working in the garage trying to sort out the crap. Are you tearing down the pile, Howard? Are you tearing down the pile of models and organizing them? Maybe building some of them? And Howard saying hi to Cameron. There's Too Loud. Oh, there he goes. Too Loud. Evening, Jody and chat. How you doing, buddy? How's it going? How's it going? And I'll assume the other person is Mary. Hi, Mary. How you doing, baby? Yeah, my hand is really close. Really close hand. Because check it out. So here's how the nacelle looks. Pretty much. I cleaned it out. Oh yeah, how's my audio? Am I coming in clear? Am I loud enough? Clear enough? Too loud? Can you guys hear me? Not you, Johnny. I'm just asking if I am too loud or not loud enough. Hi, Mary. Hi, baby. Howard says, trying to go through the garage of junk that was in my house. You know, the trash heap of stuff to sort out. Nothing in my man building. 5x5. All right, 5x5. We got 9 people in the house. Whoever's in the house, say hi. Let me know who we are, who's going on, who's coming in. All right, so here's my plain old nacelle. Well, it's not that plain old. I cut the sides out because I'm going to put a clear flat piece in there. So here's my new nacelle. So you can see here where it's mounted. We've got the pylon towards the front end of it here. Weird. So here's my new one. So I've got the pylon mounted towards the back of the nacelle. So we get more of that sticking out pointy look like the bird of prey. Right? It's going to look just like the bird of prey. So I got some discarded guitar strings. So I just added some discarded guitar strings in there for, it's not the same as the details that you're going to see on the Katinga, but the Katinga has some extra details that you add to the side there. That's going to be stuck down. So the Katinga's got some extra details you add to the side of the nacelles, like tubes and little wires and stuff. So there we go. This will be stuck down once the clear piece is in place. So it's in there. I got my clear piece. I got my nose cone there, the Bruiser thing. The light box in there I made. So there we go. So that's one of those done. We got the other one. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So we'll start by getting this guy out. We got 7. Okay, so what I want to do is cut into this sort of on a 45-degree angle. I want to cut this off. So I'm going to take my ruler first off. I'm going to put my ruler where I want to cut. If I take a look at the other one, I cut it right to the little panel right there. So that's what I'll do. Right to this edge. To this edge. So I'm just going to take my blade and score a line. Just so my sonic saber has a little bit of a guide. Okay, I got a bit of a groove right there. So now I just want to try to get up in there. Now on the inside, I can just cut straight into here. So the top remains flat. Okay, pops right off. So same here, I'm just gonna, I don't need to make a score line here. It's already got kind of a groove. Went a little too far on that one. Gonna have to try to, yeah, dipped in there a little too much. That's okay, I can build that back up. Not too big of a deal. Okay, so let me get these aside for now. Check on the thing, nobody's saying anything. Nobody has anything to say. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a bit of a trim. Nobody said anything about my audio, so I guess I'm sounding okay. You guys can hear me all right. All right. So what we do now is we put this on like so. Like so. Just going to throw some of this tape around it to temporarily keep it in place. In the front here. Oh, I got a big hole. I'm going to have to fix that. Put a little too much pressure on it. Well, there we go. Cam says, yep, audio is great. Right on. Thanks, buddy. I didn't see that because my arrow was hovering over it, so it was blurred out. So I didn't notice it. Okay, this guy's going to go here. Okay, just hold it in place so I can place my pylons or my Pylonus majoris. Okay, so these edges line up. This one seems to stick out. Don't know why. It's got some detail there. I guess it's meant to be like that. And so that is going to go like this. I want to try to make sure that I do get it at the right angle. That angle can be adjusted once I have it together. So here's a nifty little tool. This is a fret end file, or a fret end dressing block. So it's got a file in there on a 45-degree angle. And I want this on a 45-degree angle, so I'm just going to put it on the flat surface there. Rub on that. There's Alec. Alec is here, and he says, "Hey, Jody, just checking in real quick. Air show ended just about when you started up and made a royal milk boba tea. Wow, that sounds really gross. But the air show sounds cool. How was that?" Alec was watching the air show from his home state. Is that your hometown that's in, or just Wisconsin, your home state? Oh, there goes the desk rocking. If my desk is rocking, come on and knocking, because I'm working. I'm not jerking. Rubbing on the freaking wall or something. It's doing that. What's doing that? Yeah, if I press the desk up against the wall and put pressure on it, it doesn't rattle. So Alex says, home state. It's a nice and delicious sweet drink. Plus, they had a mix of lasers, fireworks, drones, and explosions in the finale. Cool. That sounds excellent. Excellent. And we're going like this. It's so hard to line this piece up. It doesn't have any nubs or bumps or pins or anything like that. Nothing like that. Nothing at all. All right, so I want this one face down on the ground. We got 8 people in the audience. Hello to everybody. If you're just getting here, I'm modding my nacelle to look like this one. Here's the other side of it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm relocating the pylons from the sort of forward part of the nacelle towards the back. And we have something that looks like this. We got 10 people. So we got that. There's a close-up. We got some guitar strings in there for some added details. For those like tubes and pipes. Once that's painted black, it's going to look pretty sharp. Oh. Somebody clicked on, and then I said, nah. And they left right away. Malleus Gaming. Malleus Gaming is here, and Malleus says, hey, Jode, cool to see your channel growing. Hope for lots of success for you. Well, thanks, Malleus Gaming. Appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Good thing your bird wasn't just on screen. Oh, bird's in bed. Bedtime for Tori. He's in his cage. My cat that usually makes a midstream appearance just had been on my lap. Well, hopefully your cat wouldn't attack the TV after seeing a picture of a bird on there. What you do, Alec, is test that by going on YouTube and find there's bird videos on there. I put them on sometimes to keep the bird occupied. If we're going to be gone for more than a couple hours, you put some cockatiel companion videos on. And it's just a bunch of cockatiels hanging around, singing at each other, tweeting, being cockatiels. And see what your cat thinks of that, Jack. Also, give your cat olives. It's not poison, so I'm not trying to make you get your cat sick. They just act weird. It's like catnip. They freak out. Okay, let's see what kind of position we're in. Line this up. There. Okay, so I'm at the point now where I gotta kind of put it together to be able to do this. Get that one off to the side. Let's see. Put the meat clamps on it. I'll see if I can hold it tight enough. So we get the fret leveling beam. Howard said he ordered a fret leveling beam. I hope he gets some use out of it. I hope he appreciates it as much as I appreciate having mine. Because I've used it more building models than I used it working on guitars. Oh, that's okay. Rob. Cam says, hey, Jody Malleus is Rob. Did not know that. How's it going, Rob? Thanks for tuning in all the way from, where is it, Winnipeg? You're in Winnipeg, just like my friend Ken from Ken's Hobby Bench. He lives in Winnipeg. Hey, bro, long time no see. Yeah, man, long time no see for sure. So, Jody, interesting thought here for your larger scale Kronos 1 build. Why not buy two and make it look like an X-Wing? Make it look like they're joined the Rebels. Yeah, that's an interesting idea, Alex, but that kit is like $400 almost. And the only reason I have one is because I happen to know a very gracious and generous man that sent it to me. There's no way that I'd ever be buying one of those on my own there, bud, unless my channel takes off and I start making some money off this crap, then. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm just trying to build models and have a good time and show people what I'm doing and say, check it out. Look what I made. Rob's like, yep. Winnipeg. All right, so next time, if I want to send something to my friend Ken out in Winnipeg, next time you come to town to see your fam and stuff, I'll send a package back to Winnipeg with you. Okay, so I'm going to have to put some tape on this. I was trying to avoid it because I didn't feel like it, but I'll do it. Just got to hold that together. Rob says, yeah, fingers crossed the channel takes off too. Well, you know, it's kind of getting there. I got over 500 subscribers, and that's within like a year, which isn't bad. Went to Louisville, Kentucky to go to Wonderfest. Mary and I went there. Actually, Mary brought me there. But anyways, we went to Wonderfest and I met some like top tier model related YouTuber guys and some really skilled and accomplished model builders from the community, and showing them some of the stuff I made, and I got nothing but compliments and praise from those guys. It was amazing. It felt really cool to have like 3 of the top guys right in one room, checking out all my models and going, what? I wonder how it can. Hold on a second. Give me a second. Let me see. I think. I'm going to try to figure out how to add a picture to StreamYards. Let me see if I can add a picture. Do I even have that picture on my thing here? Rob says, sweet, that's awesome. It was pretty awesome, Rob. Of course. Of course. Okay, well, nope. I cannot. Cam says, yeah, they're a great bunch of guys, that's for sure. Yeah, man, they were a super great bunch of guys. Howard says, Jody's going to do a thing without shutting down stream. Well, I didn't do the thing because I can't find the picture. I have it on my phone, but I guess I didn't put it over to my computer hard drive yet. Howard says, I'm just the guy behind the money bag. Well, you're certainly the greatest supporter of everybody in our crew, everyone in our group. That's for damn sure. Nobody can argue with that. And you don't have to be. That's at your own accord, out of the kindness of your heart. So it's courtesy of Dash Riptide right there in the comments that I got this model here in the first place. Oh, there's Sean, the sci-fi model guy. How you doing, Sean? Thanks for joining us tonight. How's it going, Sean? I'm relocating the pylon location of the D7 pylons to the rear part of the nacelle, so it protrudes forward a lot more. Oh, you just got off your stream. Oh, you did the did you do the Saving Star Trek Saving Trek stream tonight? So I moved the pylon to the, I'm pointing on the screen with my mouse like you guys can see my mouse. Jeez. So you can see the little bump here where the pylon was. So I relocated it to the back of the nacelle. This one's pretty much complete. I added a bunch of discarded guitar strings here for some of the extra details. And flip it to the other side. So I got my chiller grills in there that I made out of the plastic. Got my little light box caps right here that I made from my Bruisers. That's going to go inside. Some lights in it. So that one's done. I practiced off camera, and now I'm working on this one. tonight was Peeverlore DVD Doomcock for Pop Culture Breakdown. Okay. So, Sci-Fi Model Guy Sean also does a pop culture related podcast with a couple other YouTubers. You guys can go check that out sometime. Alex says, hello, we appreciate what you do, Howard. I'm absolutely enjoying the rocket you sent me. I took a break on it tonight to get some work done on my boat. But I will do more. I read that totally wrong. I took a break on it tonight to get some work on my boat done, but I'll do more eventually. There you go. I read it correctly that time. And for anyone that doesn't know, a boat is a buoyancy-operated aquatic transport device. And Dash says, it'll change when my girlfriend shows up. The money will go into her pockets. And then if we have kids, I'll be broke back bastard. Well, you know. Broke back bastard. Anyways, I'm going to eat and catch up on a few things. All right, eat and catch up on that stuff, buddy. Join back later. Let's get back to the pile on here. So I'm trying to just get this to an acceptable angle so that I can place it back onto the nacelle thusly and make sure I get it in the right location. So match that one the same. So it's a couple millimeters away from the so we're going like here, a couple millimeters away from the end there. Oh, we got 10 viewers after half an hour. Yeah, I push the desk against the wall so it doesn't speak. Good thing it's an outside wall, or else my neighbor would be going, "What the hell's going on over there?" What is rubbing on the wall? I fixed it. There we go. Speaker was pressing against the wall there. Speaker of my house. Okay. So we're in good shape there. Let's get the guitar block here. So I just I'll have to fill this hole in later on. I just want to get the end of it here. Yeah, I put way too much pressure on the blade there when I cut through that. This side's actually not too bad. But I'll have to fill that in with a piece of styrene. It's too big even to fill it up with glue and baking soda. I'll just put a piece of styrene in there, or maybe I'll use a piece of the I got the 3D filament there. That'd be a good candidate to shove in there. Okay, so that's going to be like this. Just gonna, I hope that wasn't too jarring for anybody. I didn't hurt anyone's neck. So Sean is asking, what's the purpose of the guitar block? To aid sanding? Yeah, man, the guitar block, this is just a plastic thing with a silicone cover on it. And it has all these different angles so that you can rest your guitar neck in there when you're working on guitars. Right? This tapers like this. You got a little trough here. You got a shallower one, right? And then you got these V's. So yeah, I can hold bits up, and just aids me in sanding. I can hold on to it like this, like a clamp. My thumb around the corner right here, and I can sand and file at it, and I can use the edges of this. And then if I want to get into, say, an angle, say I'm drilling at something, and I want the camera to be able to see it, instead of me being like this, drilling straight down, where the drill's blocking the view, I'll put it in the block like this and tack it on an angle so my camera can actually still see. I snapped my bit on the edge of the shelf when I pulled the tool out to do that little demonstration. So yeah, I just use this as a sanding aid or whatever. Sometimes I'll put a model on it to hold the model in place as like a temporary stand just for working purposes. And this thing costs like maybe $10. Let's see, I was using this earlier, Sean. This is a fret end file. It's got a 45-degree file sitting in the block there, and you run this down your guitar on the edge of the frets like this to smooth out the ends of them, so you don't cut your delicate finger meats when you're playing the guitar. So I'll put that to the side. So this comes apart now. And there's get this stuff here. Welding glue. The welding glue welds it together. But watch your eyes, because the goggles do nothing. All right, so I'm going to hold these two pieces together. Rob's saying, autocorrect, fret end file. Yes, fret end dressing file. Rob knows what that is because he's a bass player and he's a musician. I'm trying to be a bass player, Rob. I'm more of a bass collector than a bass player. You know what I'm saying? Maybe next time you're in town, we could sit down and jam, and you can give me a couple lessons. But I'm sure a bass collector, that's for sure. Okay, and I'm gonna unwrap this one too, because I want to glue these on separately, because I want to still be able to take this apart so that I can put all the delicious guts inside with the white lights and wires, the white whites. I'll put the whites in there, and I'll fill it up with whites and wires. But I do want to be able to open this, so what I gotta do is put one side on at a time. So get this off. Rob says, yeah, done several refret jobs. Yeah, I did it once. I only did it once, for sure. It's a tough job, refrets. And there's also a couple of tools that are not essential, but very helpful to have when you're doing a refretting job. And I did not have a slotted straight edge, which helps you make sure your neck is straight in line when you want to pound the frets in and then bend the neck and then knock the truss rod all out of whack. All right, let's get this right like that. It's this one first. This one's gonna go right like that. I have quite the gap that I'm gonna have to fill in, but that's life. Sylvie. I could carve this out a little bit more. I wonder if I could get in there with the round. Let's see. I'm gonna attempt to just get the edge of it here. Just back to the corner so my hand has room to be. I just want to try to make this slightly concave. There's a bit of stuff sticking out there. I didn't really file it good. Got excited. All the viewers made me excited. Let's get the round one. All right, so I got one with a round surface there. So I can run this right on my silicone. It's not gonna really do too much to the little block that I'm using as a jig here, or a holder. And even if it does, I don't care. Not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Hey Rob, are you still there? Still watching? You still checking it out? I'll show you something. Just for you, buddy. Just for you. And Howard says, I bought like a cheap neck holder for a guitar. I have a guitar kit to put together. Not a hollow body, it's a solid piece of wood, but I'm not sure yet what I want to try and paint on it. Oh, you got a guitar kit to put together? That's cool, Howard. That's awesome. So we'll just turn on the moon base here. Okay, we'll turn on the ship instead. We'll turn on the moon base. Zing. But we'll turn that off because it's easier to see the ship. So, Rob, this is my NX01 Enterprise refit. It's a very tiny model, as you can see. It's smaller than my hand. And I did all kinds of modifications to it. All kinds of modifications. It's not supposed to look like this at all. Not sure if you watched the show Star Trek Enterprise, if you're a Trekkie or not, but it doesn't look like this on the show. Back end of it. So there you go, Rob. Special show just for you, buddy. Ding. Up. And look, Howard, this is what it sits on. It sits on this. This is a blue ribbon, first place winning blue ribbon woodworking project from the Michigan State Fair, first place, given to me by my friend Dash Riptide, right there in the comments, right there. And Sean says, yes, he got the, I watched your video and you opened that up, Sean. It looks pretty cool. Got the or did you make that video yet? I just recently watched somebody open up a 350 scale NX01. I'm pretty sure it was you. That's going to be fun. Yeah, that is going to be fun. I was looking at those when I was at Wonderfest. I was looking at those and there was a couple for sale, but they were very expensive. More expensive than I could pay for them. Very cool model, though. Howard says, yeah, you never showed that to the HTM guys, just Mary's box. Yeah, that's right. I showed the beautiful scroll saw box that you gifted to Mary, which is super nice of you. And she just loves it. She got her precious treasures in it. Sean says, oh no, I haven't started it yet. It will be a while. But didn't you do the unboxing video? It must have been somebody else. Recently, I just watched another video where somebody was unboxing the 350 scale NX01. I think there's maybe a bunch of them came up because I've been seeing them a lot lately. Haven't seen anything about them in a couple of years, really. Haven't really seen them, new videos about them on YouTube. And they've been popping up within the last 3 or 4 weeks or so. I've been seeing more of the 350 NX01s coming around. So maybe somebody found some, or because it's a discontinued model, right? It's not easy to get. So now I gotta put this back together so I can remember which direction it's supposed to go. So I'll show you how this one looks once it's on there. Just pop this on. As we can see, just lay it down on the side there. Can everybody see that? Are we in, it's not bad, eh? Just soften that light there a little bit. All right, so I had to cut this little corner off right here for this to get on here. So yeah, like I said, this pylon used to be towards the front of the nacelle. Once you slip it on here, really looks cool. Need a piece of tape to hold it on, but yeah, that's how she's gonna look. Just protruding right out the front there. And it gives it even more hints of the bird of prey, I think, which is cool. I like the bird of prey, and I'm gonna like this one. Sorry about the camera movements there. Had to do an adjustment. Okay, so I want that. It's going to be like that. All right, so what I'm going to do is put the glue on the edge of this. And the end of my finger. Never have too much glue. Put some on your finger. That. Okay, so I got way too much. I'll just get rid of that. So what I'm gonna do is use my board here. Put this right down. It's gonna glue. It's gonna glue itself to the board for a second, but I'll be able to move it. Okay, so I just want to use the other piece here to make sure that I get it at the same. All right, so it looks like we got lined up perfectly right there. Sorry, I've been missing the chat. Sean says, what color scheme are you going with on this one? I'm thinking greens and grays, and maybe like some sort of muted purples, like some pastel-y sort of lighter purples and greens and grays. That's what I'm thinking. On my D7, I used Tamiya Cockpit Green and JN Gray. It came out almost exactly like the filming model. Oh, that's awesome. So you've already started working on yours? Because you do a lot of your, when you're making videos, you do a lot of the work ahead of time, right? You film a lot of the video and then you spend more time editing. Am I correct? So you've probably already got some work done on the model, which we haven't seen yet. Okay. So that's what I wanted. Now I got a bit of a discrepancy right there. I got a big hole. Because like I said, I cut too far. Oh no, it's finished on the channel. Oh, you're D7. That's right. I'm sorry, Sean. I was thinking because you got the Kronos 1 that you'll be doing soon, right? I was thinking of the Kronos 1. I'll have to check that out. I might have seen that. That was, how long ago was that? That's not a recent one, is it? Howard says, Jody, if I can ship you these 2 little kits, you can play with them. They'd just be easy to build. Oh, Howard, don't worry about shipping me stuff, man. You gave me enough stuff. You're far too generous. I'm just some schmuck in Northern Ontario. You don't need to be sending me stuff, buddy. Okay, so it's quite a bit of a gap there. I wonder if I'll be able to use a piece of tape this time. Just so it doesn't go leaking all over the place on me. Okay, so a tiny bit at a time. Let it run into the crack there. About a year ago, Sean says. Okay. I'll have to check back on your channels and find that one and see if I watched it. Because I'd be interested in seeing that if I already haven't. As I was saying in our interview there, I've been watching YouTube for a long time. It's my main source of entertainment, so I watched so many model building videos. It's just crazy. And then I discovered a guy. I don't know if you ever heard this guy, Sean, the paper engineer. He's streaming almost every day. He's this older fellow, and he's making like model quality models out of just paper and glue, and he's putting lights in them. He made like a Star Destroyer. He's done the Death Star, the Millennium Falcon. He's got the Klingon Bird of Prey that he's working on right now. He showed a bunch of other ones. The Black Pearl from Pirates of the Caribbean. Super detailed model with like lights in all the gun ports and lights around the back, the captain's cabin. Like just amazing. You would never know that it's made completely out of paper. So if you ever take a notion, you got nothing to do one day. Seems to me like he's streaming every day, this guy. That's what Howard or someone else, I think it was Ghost there, Tommy in the last stream. Tommy was saying that fella streams pretty much every day. And I just discovered him yesterday, and I was watching him again today working on the Bird of Prey. Interesting guy. Nice fella. Funny and entertaining. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going here. Drop on top. Drop on top. So I'm not worried about what shape I make it right now. I want it to be close to the shape I want. I don't want it to get too far out of control, but I'll be filing this to the exact dimensions that I need. As you can see, I did the same thing on this one. And there's how my joint looks. Too close. There's how my joint looks on that one. Did a little better job on the first one than I did on my cut on the second one. I went a little sloppy on the one that I'm working on now. But there's my seam there where I joined it. So it's like I'm able to get it pretty smoothed out. And Howard says, oh no, you're getting a set. Even if I have to wait till next year, you're getting a wooden model. You've seen the ones Donnie's got and the Klingon Bird of Prey. Oh, is that the one you showed? Yeah, you showed on Discord. Dude, yeah, those are awesome. Sure, send me one of those. I'll even pay the shipping. Possibly. Possibly. I'd like to, anyways. Okay, so this is the part where I'm going to need to repair quite a bit. First off, so what do I need to do now? I'm going to put this on. That's pretty good. Got a pretty solid connection. Put this on. We got 10 viewers in the house. If you're one of the new ones tuning in, leave a comment, say hi to me. Let's see who you are. Who goes there? Hot intruders on the stream. Okay, so I want this right like that. So I got a gap on a, means I want to take a bit of this away. My nice curvy one again. Howard saying, yes, they are small and cute. I just tried to find on Amazon.ca, but they don't have it. So you're getting on Amazon.ca now, though, Howard? Because I remember you saying before you were having problems with that. It wouldn't let you switch to Amazon.ca. So I have no problems looking at the US Amazon site. Todd says he's got no problems buying stuff from Amazon Canada. trying to do the same thing here. I want to just slightly curve that inwards. We got this little bit of flare here I'm going to take off. Sorry for the noise. Earplugs do nothing. Okay, so we can see there's a lip there. Carry that. And there we go. Boom, like that. Just like that. It's going to be, I think I could even go a little, whoa, hey, get back in there. Back in your spot. Howard says, I figured it out because little secret, no telling. Ken, he's getting it. I won't tell Ken. Unless Ken's watching, he might be one of the lurkers. He might be one of the 10 viewers that hasn't stepped up and said hello yet. But I can't see Ken doing that. He would say hi. All right, so if we look at the, there's Gavin Blackburn. Hey, Gavin Blackburn, must be late for you, buddy. Got insomnia, dude. In Britain, and I put Trek kits. I buy Trek kits from Amazon US. Better selection of kits and cheaper even with postage and tax. Yeah, but you see the thing is, Gavin, that Howard is in the US and I live in Canada. And right now, sending things from the US to Canada is a little bit hard on the colon, if you will. In other words, it's a pain in the arse to send things from the States to Canada. Sean and Gavin saying hi to each other. I remember Gavin tuning in on the, didn't he tune in onto your sci-fi workshop the other day, Sean? On Sunday? Gavin was one of your viewers, right? Good evening to you, Gavin. Must be late. What time is it over in the UK there? Like 3 in the morning or something like that? 5? You just getting up, getting ready for work? Howard says, well, it's funny we talked about American people want to go to Canada because of these American tariffs. Wait till they move to Canada and try buying stuff. Yeah, it's either way. It doesn't matter really which side of the border you're on. As long as you're over the barrel. Go to whatever side of the border you want. We still got you over the barrel. That's basically what they're saying. They don't say it, but we all know it. All right, so I'm going to attach that and I'll fill in the gap with glue. Sean says, yep. Gavin says, 5 o'clock in the morning and I haven't been to bed yet. Okay, so you're one of those night owls. You're like me, nocturnal organism. My average bedtime is between 2:30 and 4 in the morning. And then I usually get up anywhere between 8:30 and 9. Even earlier during school times because I gotta take my kid to school. Okay, so I want this right on the edge here. I'll try not to drip it all over my fingers this time. So what I don't want is for it to stick to the other piece. Let me just I'll just use this little scrap piece right here. Just want to try to take away any excess that might run over to the other piece. There's Stephen Martin. I'll get that in 1 second. Stephen Martin, okay, I've been lurking. You're one of the lurkers. Finally popped his head up out of the hole. How you doing, Stephen? Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for tuning in. Gavin says, remember when the internet was a new thing and we all thought it would be like free trade system. You'd be able to order anything you want from anywhere. They always ruin our fun. Yeah, well, anywhere that there's money to be had, they'll have it. There's going to be an opportunity to squeeze a couple dollars out of somebody. Gavin saying hi to Steve. What's the powder? Baking soda? Yeah, Steve, that's baking soda. Baking soda and the glue react together. And when you add the baking soda to the glue, it catalyzes and instantly cures into a hard, almost plastic-like material, which you can then immediately start filing and sanding and painting. And I'm going to use it to fill in this gap right here. Once I attach that. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I was in the right spot. I'll pull that apart before it starts sticking to the other piece. Just give this a little bit of an adjustment this way. It's not nose powder. No, I don't use that kind of powder. In Canada, first you get the powder, then you get the glue, then you get the bonding. So just like this. Now I use the welding glue to stick the plastic together, but I'm going to use this to fill in the gap. So normally I don't use this on the outside of the model, Steve, but in this case I wanted to have a good bond right here, and I wanted to have a nice solid joint. And if you can see in this one that I've already done, it turns out pretty good. I have a pretty invisible joint right there. Added some discarded guitar string pieces for some extra detail there. Here's the other half. So I just wanted those like tubes and pipes and stuff like that. So I got all kinds of strings. So I was like, you know what? That might work. I was trying to do it with solder. I've seen other modelers use a piece of solder for like a tube or a pipe. You know what I mean? A conduit you might see on the outside of the model. You can bend it to whatever shape you want. But the problem with this is that it's so soft and bendy, you can't do anything with it. Like you go to stick it in the hole to glue it and it just bends. You can't put any pressure. It's too delicate. I can break this just by pulling on it with my hands, you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what could I use? So I was like, I got all kinds of guitar strings. So there we go. Guitar strings. This is going to be sort of a yellowish lime green. Howard says, just can't fix stupid, but you can duct tape them shut temporarily. Gavin says, it's not nose powder. No, it's not nose powder. Great tip. Duh, I never knew that. Yeah. Don't duh yourself just because you never knew that. You never knew that. I know it because it's a tip that's used a lot in guitar repair. Use it to repair a chipped nut, broken piece of plastic. You know, say your tuning key, plastic might have a chunk out of it. So you just use this. You drop, put some powder, drop, put some powder. You build it up. You can build it up in layers into a solid object and then carve it down like a piece of plastic. I've done a lot of guitar. Before I started getting into models, I was doing guitar work. This is a fret leveling beam. It's got some different grades of sandpaper. It's a machined squared piece of aluminum with different grades of sandpaper on it. Handy tool to have. You know what I mean? This block that I use to sand stuff on is for holding guitar necks. So a lot of the tools sort of carry over, and a lot of the skills can translate well into the modeling. And silence, because I started gluing. So I was like, when I used to do tattoos, I'd be silent for minutes at a time. I'd even hold my breath for like 45 seconds at a time, just to trying to do that line there. Get nice and smooth. You wanna, you know what I mean? Any little wiggle shows up. So I'd be like holding my breath. So another bead of glue and another layer. I'll look at the comments in a second, guys. So there's a little gap at the corner right there. Get that filled in. So Gavin's saying the AMT D7 is a classic kit. That light blue plastic brings back so many memories. AMT refits, Connie's, and D7s. Oh, so they used to make them all with this blue plastic? Yeah? Cool. It's really terrible for holding the light back. It just glows, man. This stuff almost more than white plastic does. And Steve says, okay, are you mixing the powder with super glue? Yes, but you're not mixing it. You put the glue down first. Most of the time. Sometimes you can put the baking soda down. Say you want to fill a hole in. Like, we'll do it this way in reverse. See how there's like see that gap right there at the corner there where I want to join it? I'll usually put the glue, but I'll do it this way first. I can put the baking soda in first. And then I can level it off. And now you can see it's filled that hole in. But as soon as I move that, it's going to fall out, right? And now I'll just put the glue, just a drop, tiny drop. So that soaks in there and it permeates through the baking soda and it's dry. I can touch it. It's hard. I can file it right away. And it's like a really, really hard plastic. Like you gotta really file away at this to get it to come down. That's why I normally don't put it on the outside of the model, because you got to go through a little extra effort to put it on the block. So this is what I use the block for. Just hold on to it like that. So I'll hold it this way so I can make it quieter. Now I have to put a cap or something on the end so it doesn't echo so much. Steve says, I get it. Sweet. Yeah, man, sweet. I usually use it on the inside of things, like when I'm scratch building something, like say this is a very small example, but you say I want to put a wall around something or attach, two pieces like this edge to edge on a 90-degree angle. So you put a little bit of glue in the corner of the seam, throw the powder on there, it locks that into place. Like this ain't going anywhere. So now just Turn your volumes down. And Cameron says, jam a towel or a t-shirt in the box. Hey, that's a good idea, dude. That'll make it quieter. Is it really loud though? Is it like, should I do that? Is it hurting everybody's eardrums? Or do I not even need to worry about it? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Baking soda and super glue equal plastic genesis effect. There you go. Plastic genesis effect explained to us by Gavin Blackburn. Thanks, Gavin. Yeah, the plastic genesis effect. And it doesn't have to be baking soda. It can be pretty much any kind of fine granular powder. I'm not even using baking soda. I have baking powder. Baking soda is just a little finer. I didn't have any baking soda. All I had was baking powder, so I'm using that. Occasionally, I'll use this if I want a very, very fine grain. That's antler dust. So it's very, very fine, like a silty dust from grinding moose antler, because I use moose antler to make pieces for guitars, like a nut and a bridge. And I got around here somewhere, I got a burnishing tool that's made out of moose antler. And it's a good material for making tools and stuff. So there it is right there. So this is my burnishing tool that I made. It's just a piece of moose antler carved down. Got a pointy end here with a bevel on it. It's got a bit of a curve, so you can use this to burnish down tape. If you're masking this off, you can get into the edge like this and press your tape down so it conforms to the edge of your panels, your pieces. Good tool. Good tool. So just give this a feel. Cam's saying, no, it's not that loud. I don't need to mute the box. You got it, bro. What is it, 12:30? We got 11 viewers in here. Not bad for Wednesday late night stream. Almost 12:30 for me. Some of you guys might be out west, and it might be a little earlier in the day or earlier in the night for you. But if you're on Eastern Standard Time like me, thanks for sticking around this late. And Gavin Blackburn, thank you especially for sticking around this late. What did you say? It was 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. over there? Most people on this side of the pond are just rolling out of bed, getting to work. So you can actually see the difference in color. You can see the line where the glue's filled in, and you can see the edge of it straightening out as I file. So even though it feels smooth enough, if you gently move your finger along it. Can you use deer antler dust? Howard's asking. Yeah, same thing. Deer antler, moose antler, horn, bone, whatever, man. As long as it's dry. As long as it's a dry, fine powder. Chalk, you can use chalk. Talcum powder, baby powder would probably work. I don't know. I'll have to try it. I haven't tried baby powder, but I'm sure it would work. Probably work just as well as the, because this, what I showed you, the ground dust from the moose antler, is about the same consistency as baby powder. It feels like it. Go with the finer file here for the last bit. Hey, come here. That one didn't want to get into my hand. Just pin round one here. Get in the... So I still want a little bit there. So one drop. And a little bit of glue. A little bit of powder. So again, one drop. A little bit of powder. There. So now I don't have that. I had like a little, I don't know, it was a sharp transition. So now a little bit smoother of a. There we go with that. Okay, so now the fun part. I didn't decide to cut this part right here. I didn't decide to cut that out until after I had all these. Sean says, just check the interwebs. Baby powder can be used and it allows a little more working time. Oh, well, there you go. Steve says, hey, Sean, get your butt to Mars. Why is Sean going to Mars? Sean, are you one of those billionaires? Are you secretly one of those billionaires that's going to take off and abandon us and go to Mars? So, yeah, anyways, I decided to cut this part out after I had added all these details and guitar strings and that. That posed a little bit of a difficulty, so now I'm going to do it now before I before I cover it all up. So let's just see what I did. Okay, so we're just gonna. This one's getting cut all the way off. And these get reattached. So got a curve cut here. Let me just get a. I don't want to break my pylon off. So just put it up on here. I mean, Wonderfest this year. Yeah, Wonderfest this year. I was walking around Wonderfest looking around for Sean-looking guys. There was actually quite a few gentlemen there that resemble what you look like, Sean, but none of them were you. None of them were you. I was really hoping that you might have been there. It's a play on John Carter. Get your ass to Mars. I thought it was Total Recall. Yeah, Steve's saying Total Recall. Get your ass to Mars. Okay, so I'm just going to go like this. Yeah. And go like this. Okay, that part's out. So now I want these sort of cylinder looking pieces. Take that. That. Dump the glue down. Put this away before I spill it. Okay. Lots of people call me Sean Carter from Mars. Wasn't it John Carter though? I can't remember whether it was John Carter or Sean Carter on Mars. Happy face. Happy Sean. Okay, so get the fret leveling beam. So having cut those off, I'm left with my lights are harsh, but there's little flares on the side there. It's not flash because it's not from the molding process, so I'm going to call it flares because it's from the cutting process. Okay, that one's good. There's a little nub on there that I don't want to grind off. So I'll just finish off the end with this fine file right here. My stomach went. Okay, so I'm going to bevel the ends like I did here. You can see the end is kind of tipping over. It just makes it easier for me to anchor my little guitar string pipes or conduits or whatever you want to call them. Chiller transfer units. Don't know what to call it. Steven says, big fan of your channel too. I'm going to assume he's talking to Sean, the sci-fi model guy. Yeah, Sean, LOL. Yeah, I've been watching Sean for over a year now. Yeah. Okay. So now, not now, but right now, drilled ends of this out so I can add the guitar strings. I'm not going to use that. What's the deal with finger pin vices? They take so long to drill into anything. How am I supposed to get anywhere with this? I need a different one. Let me just see. I think I might have a couple more of those. I'm gonna get a large enough one. Where's the string? Here's the string. I shall hold the string up to the bit and compare the size and see which one. This one, that one, this one. I'll go with this one. It's a nice, thick, sturdy bit. Oh no, look how thick. Oh damn, she's thick. Look at that. Very thick. Oh, thick bit. Yeah, Sean, saying thank you to Steve Martin for his patronage, these kind words. All right, so I got this going down slow enough I can grab it with my fingers and stop it. That way it won't melt my plastic. Especially if I don't press hard and put a lot of pressure, it won't melt my plastic. Okay, so I'm holding each end of this. Make sure the string fits in there. Good to go. Oh, I didn't grind this one down yet. I gotta file this one down too. Howard says, dude, we could get into voice acting. We could get into voice acting? Me and you, Howard? We could be those cartoon dog, the sheepdog and the coyote that work together, but their job is to be each other's enemy. Sam and Ralph. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Ralph. And they punch the clock, and then the sheepdog goes and sits on the top of the cliff, and the coyote sneaks around trying to get the sheep. We could be those voice actors because they only got one line every episode. Morning, Sam. Morning, Ralph. That's all they do. Okay, that. So what I did here was I kind of filed into some notches back of it right here. So I'll just do that. Clean this up. Notchy there. So I got like 3 teeth. Sorry about that. Breaking the eardrums. Well, I gotta be careful making high-pitched sounds because if I do, I'll wake up Tori and he'll start singing to try to get attention. If you start whistling or squeaking or anything like that, he thinks you're trying to talk to him. So he'll start stirring around. Oh, I gotta do the inside of this. I didn't reinforce that side yet. I forgot. Got distracted by all my friends in the chat. All my friends is here. I got friends on the internet. I got friends in cyberspaces where the keyboards burn and the text chases your blues away. And I'm streaming today. Oh, I'm big on South races. Hang a slip on down. Ours is whatever we want. I don't know. Whatever we want. Tried to get into voice acting when I was younger. And when I lived down in big old city of Toronto. Big old Toronto, Ontario. So I was living in Toronto for a couple of years. And I was in between jobs, and I saw an ad for the CNIB, which is the Canadian Institute of Broadcasting. And they were having open auditions for voiceover actors for radio. And yeah, so I went. And oh yeah, I got immediately accepted. And I got a letter given to me. And the letter contained information on how much the tuition was for the class for the year. So all it was an audition to get you to enroll in their classes. And I thought it was an audition to get a job doing voiceover in a commercial. Lies. Gravely misled. Gravely misled. Ever since then, I've never trusted a soul. Except my wife, my kid, my two brother-in-laws, and their parents. And everyone at HTM. Howard says now they're looking for them all over the place. Who's looking for what all over the place? They're over there. They're over there. The comments? They're right there, Howard. I see them. They're all on the side of my screen. I don't know. What are they looking for? Who's looking for what? Over where? Over there. Let's see. Angle. Just gotta find a comfortable. See, so I can turn this around and put it at different angles so I can lean this right into here. It'll support this so not ripping it down as I'm filing this edge away here. Did I already read that? I forgot to put stars. There we go. Now they are looking for them all over the place. Yes, okay, I read that. Oh, that's pushing it, trusting all the HTM. Well, you know, until they earn my distrust, they get my trust. Until you earn my disrespect, you get my respect. That's just how I work. I respect everybody until they give me reason to do otherwise. And I trust most people until I have a reason not to. Just the way as does it. I grew up in a kind of a dead-end road, very small community, just one street, and we all knew each other when I was growing up. It's not like that out there now, but when I was a kid growing up, it was a pretty tight-knit community, and all of our neighbors knew and trusted each other, respected each other. Howard says they're looking for voice actors all over the internet now. Oh yeah? Throw me some links in the Discord, buddy. Throw me some links in the Discord. What kind of voice actors are they looking for? Like accents? You want accents? You want voices? What do you want? Okay, moving stuff around. Let's see, where's my pieces? So now I want to do my best to try to duplicate this one. Okay, folks, it's time to head out. It's been fun. Did I already read this? It's on the screen. Sean, thank you so much, buddy, for tuning in to my impromptu sort of live stream tonight. I know I didn't announce it too far ahead of time, but I like to try to gauge how late the other guys are going to go with their Wood Wednesdays, and because I don't really have an open time during the week for me to stream, so I got to try to just pick up the unused hours when none of the main guys are doing it. So thanks for tuning in tonight, Sean. Take care, buddy. Have a good day tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to your next Romulan Warbird video there, the Duderedex. Cam saying good night to Sean. Wavy waves. Good night, all. Take care, buddy. See you later. Sean, good night, Imadua. All right. Okay, so we've got 2 right here. So those go right there. Oh, yeah. This works better if you turn it on. All right, so you want to see it, so I'm going to go into this deep groove right here. Howard says, "Oh, doing kids cartoons and such. If you have an Instagram, I'll try and send you some of those links." No, unfortunately, I don't use Instagram. Okay, so we're kind of right at the end here. Right there. I have another one further ahead. That one gets drilled out for the larger string. Because I've got 2 smaller strings and then 1 larger one like that. So then the other end of that one's going to there. Okay, so we've got a few millimeters into the end of this block part. Like that. Bigger bit. And then we got these guys go into these little boxes right there. So this one's a little tougher to drill out because of where I decided to put them. So let's see if I can get it in there. Right in the centaur. Right in the centaur. Okay, so I got as close as I can to the center there, but it's a little tough, so I gotta use this thinner one. Just take a little more time doing it with the hand one. get our string. Start with this piece. Face that the same way. You know what? Before I start hacking at that or mounting that, I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a sharp up. Go this. Okay. Get my string. Where's my? Hey, there is my. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do. Just a 90-degree bend like that. Okay. Bending outwards. Let's get in there. There. That. Now bend it back this way. Like so. I've got one of these. Alec is back. Back while I make a coffee. Jody, looking good so far, but I really should remember the guitar string idea for if I do a Kronos 1 or need an oil line wire cable. Look for an aircraft landing gear. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, Alec, if you got the proper Kronos 1 model, it's going to have these. This isn't what it looks like. This isn't at all what it looks like. I'm just kind of adding these. I added these at random by my own design, just as they fit in there, and I thought looked good. It does have those pipey details on the nacelles, but they don't look like this. So I would imagine if you do get the proper Kronos 1 kit, because this is a D7 kit, just rebranded as the Kronos 1. Actually, it doesn't say Kronos 1 anywhere on the box for this one. Okay, so we're gonna go out here. All right, so one little drop in there is all I need. I'm just trying to bend this to a little bit more desirable of a shape. That goes, almost lost it. Almost lost it. Okay, so that goes in there. Glue's gonna hold it together. Okay, so another drop of glue here. This bad boy go on here. Okay, so I'll snip that off. Snip in the bud. Snip it right in the bud. Bud. This guy needs to bend down. So right here. So we got bend like that and bend like that. Try that again. There. Okay, so you can see what I did. Just kind of bend her up like that. So let's see, we'll go about right here. Now I'm not really concerned with it being identical on both sides. I don't care about it that much. Okay, so there's what I have. Pretty similar. That way a bit. Okay, I'm gonna have to cut quite a bit. I just want to make an effort to catch it so it doesn't go into my foot one day. Because it will. It will. Oh, that one landed on my head. It's going to end up in my foot. It's bedtime for me. Have a good rest of the stream. Yeah, well, you know what? It's 101. I'm going to wrap it up in a couple minutes here anyways. Have a good night, Cam. Thanks for watching, buddy. Johnny saying have a good night, Cam. You sticking it out, John? You staying here? Gonna be here still? Okay, just gonna drop a glue there. Just lift that up a bit. So I'm gonna try that. Glue. Doo-doo. There. Stephen Martin is saying, good stuff tonight. See you next time. Well, I hope you tune in again next time, Stephen. I'll try to give more notice ahead of time before I start streaming. I just need to figure out a regular time. I went on almost every night last week, late though, starting at around 11 every night. So if I can get in a little bit earlier, but I like to watch the other guys first. There's always somebody else in the group doing the stream during the week. If you're not doing nothing tomorrow, Steven, tune into Aligning the Stars. Tune into Jordan's channel tomorrow. He streams on Thursday nights, and he's a cool guy, and so he's really entertaining. I don't know what he's going to be working on because he finished the Razor Crest last week, so see what he's getting into this week. So have a good night, buddy. Thanks for coming. And it's after 1. I'm going to call it a night 2. So there, I got my pylon moved on both pieces, left and right. And I got one, there into the frame. I got one tube of my guitar string tubes into place. So I did this earlier today, and this kind of took quite a while. This took like most of the day. So this side is probably at least 2.5 hours of work, and we've got a couple hours of work on this side. Just a lot of tedious bending and cutting and sizing things up. It'll go faster this time because I'm copying it and I'm not trying to decide what I'm going to do. It's already been decided, so I just got to copy the pieces. So the first time around, there was a lot of time spent thinking about it. This time I don't have to think about it much. I can just copy what I've done, mirror it, flip it over, and I will be doing that possibly maybe tomorrow night if Jordan doesn't go that late. But probably not. But I'll be on the HTM group stream Friday at 9, Friday night. I should be there, and it's supposed to be a special one because it's the group's 300th live stream. Todd has something special planned. Alec is saying, I'm the same as you, Jody. I need to make a steady and consistent schedule for me to stream too. Yeah, well, it's hard for guys like us when everyone else already has their their spots booked up, right? So we got to just go on whenever we can. I understand we don't have as big of an audience as those guys do. So I'm not hurt if I don't get to go on in the prime times. I could just as well stream anytime I feel like it, but I don't want to go on at the same time as my buddies because I want to watch them. I want to participate in their chats and I want to enjoy their building process and their jokes and their show. So I don't want to miss out on that stuff. So I don't want to stream at the same time as anyone else. So, if I make it to the HTM group one on Friday night, check me out there. Possibly late tomorrow night after Jordan. We'll see. There's the 70 cattle Bruiser's head. And I'm calling it a night. Thanks for tuning in. Keep on trekking. Depending on how long you guys stream on Friday, I'll probably see if I can jump on after work too. And I am thinking Wednesday afternoons, but we'll see. We'll see. That's my personal streaming times. And Johnny saying, good stream, Jody. Good night, brother. Good night, brother Johnny. We'll see you soon, buddy. Thanks for watching. And have a good night, friends. Bye-bye. Wait a second. Bye-bye.